What's up, guys? This is Tyson. So there's been a lot of attention and speculations with the cryptosphere or cryptocurrency, and you can't blame this because in the past year or so it's been going parabolic or skyrocketing, or as a lot of people would like to say, it's going to the moon. And there's a lot of die-hard fans of the idea of cryptocurrency, and there's a lot of people that are the complete opposite. They think it's going to drop like a rock. Hopefully that's not the case, because if it does, well, oh, that would be really sad, because I put a chunk of money into it, and I'll show you later in this video how much I put in and how I did it. There's been some major shifts with the idea of cryptocurrency, or at least the involvement of it in today's society. You can see some of it being incorporated into major corporations. You know, Tesla was the first one to really start the chain reaction. They converted $1.5 billion into Bitcoin, which either Elon is a genius or he's a madman, because that is a huge amount of cash to be able to do that. And even so, he's there. You can now buy cars or Tesla cars just through Bitcoin. You don't even have to convert it to US dollars, which, wow, what a big change that is for the crypto sphere. Anyway, there's other corporations that have been starting to involve that. You can see this with financial institutes such as PayPal. Visa is even coming out with a credit card that involves perks with having Bitcoin, and there's even ways through Apple Pay that you can be able to pay with cryptocurrency, which it's crazy. And that's actually part of the reason why I've been starting to get interested in the idea, because before that I thought it was all based off speculation because I didn't know that much about it. So hopefully this video helps to be able to understand it. But first I want to be able to talk about some of the crypto exchanges. The ones I've personally used were Gemini and also BlockFi. There's the one I want to kind of mention right now is the US largest crypto exchange, and that is Coinbase. And you can also see the increase in the involvement of just people putting money into it through the revenue of Coinbase, since it's the largest US crypto exchange. So last year they actually had $1.3 billion of revenue, which is quite a bit of money. And this year alone, in the first quarter, they've already gained $1.8 billion of revenue. So a fourth of the year, they are able to do more than all the revenue they did for last year. So obviously that's a major increase. So the revenue that they're going to get for the whole year is going to be incredible. So actually this week, or actually a couple days ago, by the time I post this video, they did an IPO. Or actually it's kind of different. They actually did a direct listing. The only reason you want to do that is to be able to avoid the underwriters or people that have the major fees for helping the company be able to IPO. So I'm really curious of whether the price of it's going to go parabolic with it becoming public, because of the revenue growth that they're projecting and just blowing all the expectations out of the water. So before we begin, I'm going to ask you to please hit the like button. It really does support the channel, and also hit the subscribe if you want to be able to see more content, because I would just want to be able to share more information with you guys. Thanks for doing that, and let's get started. So I'm actually going to talk about my perspective of the whole crypto sphere. At least the first time I've been exposed to the idea of a blockchain is with Bitcoin, obviously, because it was the very first one and it's the most popular idea. Back in 2017, as you can see in this graph with Bitcoin, a lot of people got really excited about it and thought that it was revolutionary at the time. Obviously with that, you can see from this graph that it just dropped down like a rock after that. It just completely collapsed. And what was the reason for that? Well, at least for myself, I was just like, well, it's a digital currency. Yeah, there's so many out there. There's kind of a value to that, since you can't create more since it's on the blockchain. There's no businesses that are tied to it. You know, a lot of people like to compare it to stocks, where, you know, a stock goes up and down in value and eventually over time it grows. But unlike a stock, it doesn't bring in any revenue. It's not a business, so it's just all based off speculation. So back of May 6th of 2020, I actually for the first time put money into Bitcoin. I did this through the Robinhood app. I put in 50.9977 cents into it, and I don't know why I put that much in it. I'm guessing that's just the remaining balance I had in my Robinhood account. And why did it do a fraction of a cent? I don't know, that's just what Robinhood did. Anyway, the next day, so May 7th, I actually put in another $9.90 to put it into that. And overall, I don't usually buy and sell, but at least for the Robinhood, it's kind of like my experimental play money, if you want to say. Anyway, I found this kind of interesting because the purchase that I made on May 6th, actually, I got the price of Bitcoin at $9,299.36. So the very next day, when I put in the $9.90, I actually got it for a price of $10,048.41, which you can just see the volatility just within one day. It's increased over approximately about $800. Anyway, so the average I got for that was $10,018.36 with the combination of both prices. Not that I'm gonna hindsight trade or anything like that, but
why didn't you buy more?
Because I'm scared and I don't know what's gonna happen. And even though it was only like $10 for that, it still makes me nervous to just waste money like that. But things have changed now. So anyway, that's my experience with it originally through the Robinhood app. And there's some people that actually don't like buying it through the Robinhood app because you're actually technically buying it on a derivative or a derivative of the Bitcoin. And what that kind of means is you're buying ownership of the coin, but you're not able to access that coin. You're not able to transfer it out from Robinhood. They just basically guarantee you that you have ownership of that coin. And some people really don't like that because it kind of defeats the purpose of it being a decentralized coin, which is kind of the purpose or the reason for it to exist anyway. So I'm actually going to show you how I first purchased Bitcoin on a different crypto exchange through Gemini. And I did this through if you go onto Gemini.com, you can create a profile. You can also connect your bank account to it, and you just go to the market part, and you just go to Bitcoin, hit view details, and then you can put how much you want to put in. So I put in $1,000 originally, and I clicked review order, and you can kind of see how my bank account is connected, and it's just $1,000. And then I hit confirm, and then a thing will come up saying that your buy order has been placed, and you can see how much Bitcoin I got for $1,000 at that time. Anyway, there's one time where I was buying at least $3,000 worth of Bitcoin, and when I did that, I accidentally, so here's a tip, and don't follow my example, but I transferred $3,000 to the Gemini account, and then when I went to buy the Bitcoin, I actually I spent $3,000 directly from my bank account, so I had $3,000 going to the cash of Gemini, and then I had $3,000 going towards the Bitcoin, and so that's $6,000 out of my bank account. And at that time, I didn't quite have that much cash. I had my savings account, which I can transfer really fast, but that didn't even have enough money. So I actually had another savings account where I had to transfer the money, so $3,000 to my checking account, so it wouldn't bounce. Anyway, so it was basically a race between my savings account from my checking account and the two $3,000 amounts that are going out. Anyway, so it was over the weekend, so I had to stress about it I had to wait until the business day started to see what would happen. Anyway, I ended up having like negative $2,000 in my checking account, which, oh boy, that's not good. But the very next day, my savings account went in and it made it so I had a positive balance and I didn't get charged any fees, so ooh, that was very nerve-wracking. But so don't follow that example. Just make sure I think honestly, just buy the money directly from your checking account. That's the best way. You don't need to transfer the money, in my opinion, at least. I know currently now that Gemini actually pays interest if you have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum and a lot of other coins. It doesn't pay as well as another crypto exchange that I use, which is BlockFi. Anyway, BlockFi pays more, so it's still better in my opinion, to be able to transfer it to that. So anyway, I'm going to show you how I transferred those cryptocurrencies to BlockFi. So if you go on the computer, you can kind of see how I have Gemini and BlockFi both opened up. And so I went to BlockFi, and I don't have any in it, so I pause it and go to selecting crypto and Bitcoin. So right here it shows your wallet address, and you can hit this blue sign that basically says, or it's basically going to copy your wallet address. And when you do that, you can go back to Gemini and you can hit this transfer button, and with that you can hit withdraw from Gemini. So when you do that, you say, I want to transfer my Bitcoin, and hit continue, and then transfer, and you paste your wallet address that you got from the BlockFi. And with that, you just want to make sure that they match, because from what I've heard, if anything differs from the the numbers from your wallet, it's basically you're going to lose that cryptocurrency and you're never going to see it again. And so anyway, I want to transfer the max amount, so I had 0.0469 blah 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 of the Bitcoin, and like during this time I actually double checked back and forth, just making sure that the wallet address, because this is the first time I was doing it, so I didn't want to make any mistakes and lose all my money that I put into it. And then you hit continue, and then it goes down to complete withdrawal. So it just says everything that's going to happen into your address, and you're just going to hit the request withdrawal. So now it's going to require an authentication code to be able to transfer it. So that's just going to be something that's going to notify my phone so I can transfer it, so someone won't enter my account and transfer all my Bitcoin away. Anyway, so it takes about a couple minutes, 5 minutes, for it to be able to transfer over. And you can kind of see right here that it was sent to the blockchain to be able to transfer it to BlockFi. And you can also see how I kind of deposited the money, my transfer history, from Gemini to BlockFi, just showing that I actually did it. And this part I think is kind of silly. It just kind of shows your portfolio value, and it just completely gets decimated because you transferred the money out. So now I'm just going to show you everything with my account. So here's all the details, just to show kind of how the interest works, and also all the money that I put into it. So yep, my crypto exposed. Hopefully I don't lose the money, but who knows, it's very volatile, so we'll see what happens, because there's been times where I've gone positive 800 to negative 500 to positive 1000. It's all over the place. Anyway, so if I go down to the very bottom, I can see all the transactions, so you can kind of see all the deposits I've made. So I did it a couple of times, just with the amount of money. I kept on going back and forth with how much money I wanted to put in, but I ended up putting $7,000 into it. Right here you can actually see the interest payment. So with each kind of cryptocurrency in this, at least the two that I invested in was Bitcoin and Ethereum. So obviously you can see how it only pays in Bitcoin or Ethereum. So each coin that you're invested in, it basically pays you interest in that same cryptocurrency. And it's kind of interesting because if you click on so right now I've got a total of $51.26 interest, and this accrued interest is how much they haven't paid me out yet. And I think, at least from what I experienced, each time it usually kind of shifts the numbers a little bit. So I think throughout the month, the BlockFi actually purchases more Bitcoin, which eventually will be all turned on or given to me at the end of the month, because as you can see from these interest payments, February 28th, March 31st, so it's the last day of the month. Anyway, if you go to right here, click on this little corner, you can kind of see your total interest paid and accrued for each coin. And you can also click on, so annual percentage is, I'm getting 6% on the Bitcoin that I have. So it says rates might vary. So if you click on this, you can actually see the tier for each kind of cryptocurrency that they have. And as of right now, I have roughly 0.10 or 0.10 Bitcoin, so not a lot, but it's in this category of 6%. So if I had over 1, it'd be getting only 2%. And in Ethereum, I have at least 1 point something Ethereum, so I'm getting currently 5.25% Ethereum each month. So it's actually kind of nice. I'm able to get interest payment from just having the coins instead of just having a derivative like Robinhood and not get anything from it. The way it does interest from this is because it loans out these Bitcoins, Ethereum, all these other cryptocurrencies to other agency corporations that they in turn use it to earn money themselves. So you're just getting part of the interest from that. And because it's such a new idea, it's a very high interest rate. It's a little bit higher than I would expect, actually, but I would expect that eventually when things start leveling out and not becoming as volatile, that the amount of trades that are happening is going to decrease, and the amount of interest that you can get per coin or digital coin is going to be a lot less. I can be completely wrong on that, but that's just my personal opinions about it. Now there is some difference between Robinhood, where you can buy the crypto with no fees, but on Gemini and BlockFi there's actually some fees that you have to take in consideration. And because, like I mentioned, because you get interest, it kind of pays itself off over time. So if you hold it longer term, it's better. But I just wanted to go over some of the fees that happens by buying these cryptos. So anyway, if you go on Gemini, you can go on their site and you can actually pull up their fees, which you can see from here. Anyway, you can kind of see right here where it's worth, or if you were to invest less than $10, it'd be 99 cents. So if you were to actually look that in percentage wise, it'll only be, or that'd be about a 10% cut from your original investment, which that is quite a steep price to pay. So overall, if you just do the calculations with these prices, it gets better and better with the more that you pay. But obviously the best value is looking at the $200, or if you were to invest more than $200, it'd be a 1.49% fee. And that fee is when you acquire the crypto. So if you were to buy over $200 of Bitcoin or Ethereum like I did, I paid a 1.49% fee. So you can actually look at all the fees and transactions I made, because I've recorded it in Excel just to keep a perspective on it. Anyway, you can kind of see where I paid a 1.49% fee on each thing. And with Bitcoin, I actually paid $74.50 when I initially got it. And if you look at the Ethereum, which right below it, it shows that I paid $29.80. And so approximately $100 I spent on fees just by acquiring the cryptocurrency. And if you look at the transactions below that, that's just the interest. And so obviously there's no fee, and with no fee, it's kind of nice. So there's another thing that you have to take in consideration is the fees from BlockFi. So there's actually a withdrawal fee for withdrawing cryptocurrency from the site. So if you were to sell, convert it back to USD or the US dollar, then there would be a fee for it. If you look on here, it just shows they actually take part of the Bitcoin and Ethereum when you convert it back to US cash, at least from my understanding. And I haven't done this yet, so I haven't experienced it, but this is just from my understanding. And then also, thing to take in consideration is looking at some of the fine print. So if you actually go down, you can see where it says all BIA clients are entitled to 1 free crypto withdrawal per calendar month and 1 free stablecoin withdrawal per month. So in other words, if you just kind of look at it, each month, if you're wanting to actually cash out and withdraw the money or withdraw the Bitcoin or even transfer it somewhere else, because if you find someone better with interest, go ahead for that. You can do 1 per calendar month, so that's one way to avoid the fee. And if you can avoid the fee, that's always a plus. So one issue I did find is I am having a hard time to actually find the fees for if you were to buy directly from BlockFi. And I don't know if it's just because they're hiding the fee or they're trying to, maybe there isn't a fee, I don't know. At least from a video that I watched, I'm kind of comparing BlockFi to Gemini with how much it costs or how much cryptocurrency that you're able to get with investing the same amount of money at around the exact same time. It actually showed that BlockFi was actually cheaper than Gemini. So if I would have known this before, I would have invested or put money directly through BlockFi to buy these cryptocurrencies. And I don't know if there's also limits of how much you can put in each week, each month, so you have to follow those regulations. So maybe perhaps the way I did it through Gemini, I was able to do a higher amount or thousands of dollars, whereas if you were to buy from BlockFi, you can only do a couple hundred per day. These are some obstacles that you might have to consider when buying, but at least for me in the future, I'm going to buy directly from BlockFi. But as of right now, I'm not wanting to put any more money because I only want to put so much into it, because who knows, it could go up or it can completely crash. And so I'm pretty comfortable with the amount I have in it currently. So overall, that's my experience with investing in cryptocurrency. And now you know what I've done, and hopefully it helps out if you want to get involved in it too. There's actually going to be a link below, which is going to, if you use the link and deposit a certain amount of money, you can earn up to $250 worth of free crypto. Except the amount you have to deposit is an insane amount. So overall, I'd recommend, I think if you put over $200 to get the cheaper fee, you can probably get about $15 worth of free Bitcoin. So hey, it's a little bit of incentive, but it's only if you want to. And so hopefully that helps overall. So basically, just be aware that it's very volatile. You can either go up or you can go down. I don't want you putting your money that you need currently into it and then losing it and end up screwing yourself over. Overall, it's only, like, at least for myself, I can afford to lose that $7,000, which would absolutely suck, but hopefully that's never going to happen. From all the data I've been looking at, I think it's going to go higher, so I'm just going to hold on to it long term and see what happens. And that could be a great decision, that could be a terrible decision. It's just a new field and we don't know what's going to happen. And with that said, I want to thank everyone that took the time to be able to watch this video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more, and I guess I'll see you until next time. Thanks.